Hello and welcome on this brand new channel on Odysee.com called Bad Influence. Here we will show you some interesting locations, especially the abandoned ones. Today we will start with an old slate mine in Germany. Have fun! The slate is a rock that can be divided into small layers, and they use it, for example, to put it on their houses. You can see behind me there's a house with slate. In this region of Germany you have many houses with these kinds of facades. As you can see, they also use slate on the roofs. These rocks are gained in quarries or in mines in the underground, and we will visit such a mine today. Okay, and now Benjamin and the Urbex team Underground joined me, or I joined them. They're also turning videos here from this location, and you can find them on their channel. Yes. On YouTube, which is called
Urbex Team Underground.
Urbex Team Underground, that's a German channel, and you also have an English channel?
In the future, yeah.
In the future? I saw it yesterday, I found 2 videos.
Yeah, gibt's ja schon. It's just a side project, so...
It's a side project.
Yes,
yeah. Maybe this channel will become my main project, I don't know yet, we will see. And now we'll go to the, how is it called? Edit, to the edit. That's very comfy, it's like a carpet on the floor, but all natural. So this might be an entrance. He's just checking it up. Now we went the way up to go to the upper entrance, but the entrance seems to be blocked. This is not what we expected. We expected an entrance to the edit. So here we have a device, a gas detector that tells us how much poisonous gas there is in the air, which is very important when you go underground. Because
it's poisonous.
Yeah, and you can't see what's in the air there, and sometimes in those underground mines there is some carbon dioxide stored, for example, in the mines. So good news, we finally found a way in, and I put a helmet on because maybe we will have some space problems in there. We will see how much space there is, the height of the tunnel. So here we are in the tunnel. So this tunnel is blocked. And this is the material they gained here. This is slate.
Slate is not a band.
Slate also is a band. All the rock they use here for their house facades and their roofs, as I showed you in the beginning. As you can see, you can easily hit your head here, and it's a bit slippery here on the floor because it's wet. So here are some rails, and then it's going down there. I just already hit my head for the first time, so the helmet was already useful. I would recommend that if you visit such tunnels, because it's all stone. Sometimes it may be sharp here, and you don't want the skin of your head being touched by this. This was a diagonal elevator here. This is a huge room or even hall here. And it's good to be here with Urbex Team Underground because they know what they are doing. And you should not go into such a place if you don't know what you're doing, because it can be very dangerous, and you also have to have a good orientation to find your way back out. The most important thing is your torch, your flashlight, and to have an additional flashlight in case you lose the first one or it breaks. And you need enough of batteries, because you don't want to end up here without light. And you should activate the airplane mode of your smartphone, otherwise it will try to connect and your battery will be low after. And you also have to watch your step, because if the stones are beginning to roll, rock and roll, this will be very dangerous. So you have to be careful with every step you are making. And maybe flip-flops are not a good idea. The same as without shoes, he says. No, I think there is a difference. Never do this if you're not used to go without shoes. There were rails here for their wagons. They are pushing and pulling here, and they are not here anymore, but you can see where they have been. Here it's becoming very wet on the floor. Yeah. I can see the tent right here. So what's this here? Why is it red or orange? Here you see rests of the rails. It's already broken here. Or maybe these weren't the rails, but this was a tube for something. He says that he is losing his flip-flops, or thongs, how they are called in Australia. Or was it New Zealand? I think in both, in New Zealand and in Australia, they are called thongs. Or maybe just in one of these countries. There is a sign. Okay, you see? They are gaining drinking water from here. This is a very old sign. So this is drinking water here. Very clean water from the mountain. And the sign is even handmade, and it's made on an old sign. You see the white letters and so on. This was another sign before. So now they are measuring how huge this room is. 11 meters. And here it's even 15 meters high. Oh, here you have some corrosion. And it's very rusty, this tube here. It's already broken. This is another exit, which is flooded by water. The good thing is you can't get wet shoes when you have none. And if you are used to go barefoot, you don't need shoes, except for extreme temperatures, for example. But here it's quite nice today. We are in spring. That is not the time when we have to be aware of the bats and their protection. But you really have to pay attention not to get lost in here. Sometimes you have this muddy floor, sometimes you have plates of slate or even rocks. And now Benjamin with his flip-flops. I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend to go barefoot, because this way I'm feeling what is happening under my feet, and if I'm beginning to slip or not. And in flip-flops I think this will not work as well. I just made the mistake to touch something, but it's quite dirty here, as you can see here. And this is dangerous now, as it goes down about 8 meters, 6 to 8 meters. So here's something interesting, because they made a wall here with a kind of door, And the question is, what is behind? It's just a little chamber. It's a dead end.
Nichts.
Maybe they stored something here. Or it was a toilet. Maybe. Here now you can see the rest of a rail. The rails looked like this. A dead end again. We will not climb over this. But you can see that something is collapsing there. This is interesting here. Maybe these are not puddles, but there can be holes inside. So you have to be careful on that. This is also beginning to collapse here, which is happening because of the rotten wood here. This also is a tube or something. Here you also find some rails. Oh, this is rotten wood.
Also der Schotter, bei dem es rutschen kommt, ist vorbei.
The rails are very rusty here and already rotten away. And here we have a hook on the ceiling. This also is a huge hall here, which you can't see very well on the camera. You must have been here to see how gigantic it really is. Again, it's 14 to 15 meters high.
Please, oxygen gas, low concentration.
We're just testing the device.
Attention please, oxygen gas, low concentration.
You heard what the Chinese woman just said. There's no echo here. Almost no echo. Another abyss where you don't want to fall. We just climbed up here and I'm very happy that I haven't to go down this way, because this would be even more complicated. Okay, so this is the hall where we just went up. You see, there we just climbed up. Which is really dangerous, I cannot recommend it. And that's a huge abyss. If you fall down here you will probably die. Here are some stalactites. Now we found something interesting, an old elevator, or what's left. But on the other side of the rails, it's also an abyss. That seems to be crazy construction here. And very dangerous to use.
Die Sohlen, steht da drauf, von welcher bis zu welcher es geht. Können wir mal gucken.
This here may have collapsed.
Das ist aber noch gefährlicher als ganz bröseliger Stein.
Hey, here's daylight again.
Eigentlich alle nur. Der ging ja nicht weiter oben. Geschwür.
So, we are back in the forest. Everything went fine. Thank you for watching this video. Urbex Team Underground and my driver Benjamin.
Der Fahrer. Das ist halt schlecht auf Deutsch oder auf Englisch. Der
The driver. Yeah.
Der Fahrer.
Der Fahrer on YouTube. Yes, and we are on Odysee here. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for new videos on this new channel called Bad Influence, because it's not a good idea to do what we just were doing.